Hello there, this is Marxist, and I will be reviewing a European pocket player named Collaide, is what I'm going to call him. My apologies if that's not the exact way that you pronounce it. And the map is CP Badlands, so we'll just go ahead and start up. I believe this is a match as well, because I saw the config doing things, so there's an easier way to do this rollout. Here, this is Div 6, so I'm not going to be like ultra super picky here. But, I mean, the issue here is you're just not going to have enough health to go to mid. And so you're jumping at them with 182, but I guess you go get the demo. So that's nice and just ducky in general. And good rockets on the scout there. So this mid is over. We're going to take a little interlude here once this play sort of wraps up. The shotgun would have been preferable to use there. Alright, so since you're dead, we're going to take a little pause here and talk about rollouts and Badlands. So I realize this is an older demo, but it should show us what ought to be happening. I know for a fact the equalizer is allowed now in European TF2. So we've got TLR jumping, and this is one option. You see the other soldier equalizing. We'll talk about that afterwards. So this is what jumping ought to look like. Also, you'll have 300 health, right? So TLR's got 275. Not the greatest, but I mean, 275 is better than what you went in with. So we'll start that over again and we'll watch the equalizer guy, because most teams will have their pocket do that. TLR is a little different. They didn't have him doing that this season. So we'll go over that as well. So this is Enigma. He played Roamer here. In general, the roles are going to be reversed, but Mixup did things a little bit differently here, but it's the same. So ideally, this is what your rollout should look like. You're just going to shoot yourself a bunch of times. Enigma has the gunboats on, so he has to shoot himself a few more times. But you want to shoot to get yourself around 70 health. Generally, as a pocket, that's just going to be twice. Now, you have crit seals here, and you'll have your 300 health, more or less. And that's, you need to be going to mid with a lot more health than you did. So you're alive again here. I skipped your respawning, and we'll now come out to mid. Ubers are even. So here's another thing. Your team's partly buffed, but you and the roamer are not. So what you need to do here is when you're arriving to mid, a good thing to do in general is to just have your team have some sort of a call akin to reset. So reset is you all kind of gather in a little spot, everybody gets healed, everything gets ready, and then you slowly move forward to do your defense. The issue you're going to run into here is that you're pressing up on the choke and you have 160-ish health, and you will not be getting a buff anytime soon, so this is too close to the choke to be really safe. Also, your roamer can't really lead things in the flank because he's hurt as well. It stops you from getting bogged down in a cycle where there's always someone missing some health. So like right here, this is good. You can try to do things now. Okay, so you're just gonna push in. You get air shot a little bit. Oh, you shouldn't have popped this Uber. Alright. So there, we actually use it as a pejorative here for a European Uber. So, yeah, this Uber might turn out okay-ish, but it's not going to. And so here are some simple ideas. You guys, you go in to pop their Uber. That's all fine and good. You can do that if you really want to, or if you think you have some sort of an advantage, which you didn't have in this case. But what you cannot do is you cannot have two players come in. Yeah, their medic has flashed people, But if you look right here, they've got about 4 seconds left on their Uber, and you guys should get pillaged. Your demo's dead. Your medic's probably definitely toast. Yeah, there's your med. So you've got to kill their medic here, or you lose second. Your second. So as not to lose you, I'll just keep it like this. Yeah, you can't do those kinds of Ubers, and if you're going to do those kinds of Ubers, you can't bring more than just you in, and your medic can't go in so deep, because your objective there is to at least equalize the Uber, and since you're attacking, you've got to push first. I don't know where your medic was in there. It was obviously too close, so you're just gonna keep bleeding out here. My assumption as to what happened there is that your team kind of peeked out onto second, and the red team was already there, so you just got pillaged. That's another time where you would call for like a reset call. You just need to gather up someplace and then move forward instead of having a few people filter forward and the rest not knowing what's going on so much. So they've got Uber here. Their medic drops in a sticky trap, so that was pretty lucky, and I also don't know why they didn't just use the Uber there. You were one down already. So that was mana from heaven. I like what you're doing here and that you're pushing up because there's so many down. I also like that you're at least checking the drop down. That's good. More people down. Jumping into a scout ought not to work. That scout ought to have just torn your throat out. Now here's the other thing. You as the pocket, you need to be moving up. These people shouldn't be allowed to jump spire. And you've lost your demo as a result. Like, mostly capping the point there is okay. You gotta get it started. You were the first one out, blah blah. But you can't let these people get up to Pride Rock and jump at you. You need to stop them from being able to do that because you've got the health. It also gives your medic something to do, because they aren't stuck waiting behind Spire hoping something bad doesn't happen to them. So they're gonna recap this. And the Ubers are really even, so this is gonna be dangerous. They are 2 down, so you get forced, but their med goes down to a sniper, so that's all well and good. May as well have used the Uber. I like that you're going through house here. This is a better option. Yep, nice kill on the soldier. So they're destroyed. You should be able to get second off of this. Jumping at that soldier wasn't necessarily the best choice, but it turns out. They're super wiped. You only need 2... Yeah, the spawns that are happening for them... Oh, no. So, this is where stacking would have been better, I guess, because they're gonna get some forwards that they ought not to have gotten. Yeah, you had the right idea there. In general, what you ought to do is just run up. You ruined your crit seals. What you need to do there is just go to Spire, and your med should climb. A good team is going to forward hold on you, and you're not going to be able to get in the store. But they're not forward holding on you, and you're just going to have Uber. So that turns out they have the most obvious sticky trap in the history of humanity. So that's not great there. Now you should be using your Uber soon. You should be getting buffed and going. You have a sniper, which is bad, but he's hitting shots, so whatever. You didn't check the sticky trap above the door there. That could be bad. So you're also Ubering in only one guy and also only the demo, so that doesn't make any sense to me. You want to bring more people into your Uber, but Uber versus no Uber pushes on Badlands ought to be gimmies, so that's okay. We'll see if you do the rollout right. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Don't want to go down the stairs, but that's fine. Okay, so I'm sorry for deriding you earlier. So going house, I guess, is still pretty common. Ooh, okay, good. You didn't take fall damage. That's fine. So you're going to go up to the point, get nailed pretty bad. You're basically dead. Yeah, so this mid is over now for your team. Your med needs to pull out, or he or she's gonna die. Yeah, you're hosed here. So that's a whippity wipe. I guess somebody... No. Okay, we're okay. But so, you want to have the heaviest possible defense now at last. Heavy pyro, probably your best bet. Because they're definitely going to have Uber. They should already have people pretty deep in defending Spire here isn't an option, and anyone who tries is going to die. You could try and forward hold here. This would be an ideal time for a forward hold. That's basically your only options here, to go really heavy D or try and forward hold. Oh wow, that's a sniper there. I guess they came in from lower right. Yeah. The scout's your biggest problem right now. Yeah. Ideally, you wouldn't. I know the demo in main is a pretty bad deal overall, but the scout was the major concern because you didn't have any sticks on the point anymore. You had a med there, you'd be safe. I'd just stay standing on the point, let your roamer deal with the demo there. So you're gonna go for a right-sided mid, and somebody's messaging me a ton, so I'm sorry. So that's good. Go for the soldier here. Oh, he gets ya. So it's 2-2. Whoever loses the next loses the mid, and that's gonna be you guys, it looks like. Although, oh, it turns out. So unless their demo goes ham here at some point, you'll be okay. I think they actually lost the third player at mid. I think it was their med, so the rule holds. Man, I'm a popular guy today. So here you're just going to keep going up and get second, go to second. You've got tons of time on the point. They can't really contest. So here I'd like to see, you could have used a little more of a buff there. There's no real rush here. You just need to be generally moving forward. And then two of you get killed in a little sticky garden there. So now you're not going to be able to cap second unless they make tremendous mistakes. So you don't need to, you want to be moving forward there, but you don't need to rush it. So there you would have been just as good not getting on the spire and just walking generally to the right. And you'd be able to scare people off bats that way. Or lock people out of the shutter door on Gray Bridge. Any of those things would work. That's Uber versus Uber for all intents and purposes. You want to avoid that damage. But for all intents and purposes, it's Uber versus Uber. Before we do this European Uber thing, what we do in America is you would suicide your roamer or a scout. You and the demo would help then at that point to help get the force. You would force their Uber back up and then Uber back into them on second. Or have an Uber fight on mid where you have 100% and they have no Uber. And get lots of kills and cap second. So it looks like you're going to just go in again and you're bringing in two people again. They haven't popped. This is a disaster. So you're trying to get back here. Your medic's definitely dead. And you're stuck on Spire. No. Okay, so I guess this is turning out. They still haven't got your med. You get theirs. So that's not the end of the world. But it's just what you guys are trying to do is way too hard. This manages to work out, but mostly because they kind of lost sight of what it was they were supposed to do, and they chased your medic forever and didn't manage to kill him. So that time it worked out, but not because you guys did something right. It's just just Ubering in and bringing two people is way too much. They're gonna, you could contest this. They're one down, but your health isn't really the greatest. Getting bounced around on Spire. Maybe gonna crater. No, held together. So again, they get kind of bottled up down there. You should just be able to go into last. It would have been in your best interest there to go down and get the health pack, because I mean you can't. You're providing a little bit of damage here, and you're kind of baiting your health too, which is nice. I like to see baiting of health, but it was a little risky. The good old house rollout. So they get their sticks, you're up here, there are problems now. So there should be a call before you ever even go to mid that they're on the bottom left side, and you cannot jump onto your train car until they do. Otherwise you're going to get counter jumped and immediately killed. There's nothing you can do about that. Somebody has to see that they're all under there. And that's partly why going house is a bad idea, and partly also why house can work against a right-sided mid from the other team, because you're going to walk out of the house, so you're hoping that they jump first, and then you can counter-jump them from the house. But you need some kind of a call that they're down there waiting on you. You can't just blindly jump onto the train car, or you're gonna get wrecked if they happen to have anybody waiting to jump you. So ideally they just pop into you, so that's helpful. You lose your demo really quickly, so that's not good. And the scout is again the biggest problem. Okay, gotta fight this demo now. Oh, your med's trying to go ham on him, so that's nice. Chop and drop. No, bad ideas. Yeah. So, a few problems there. You guys need to protect your demo more. I like that you were pressed up there. That's fine for you to be pressed up. Ideally, what would happen is your medic is going to run through spawn and rotate to the left side. That's the best thing that you can do to defend on Badlands last when you don't have any Uber. You also can't have your heavy on the point because the medic can't heal him down there. So you've got a botched rollout here. Generally, when I am faced with a botched rollout, as Pocket, I would think to just get kills on their medic because we're probably going to lose. But it looks like you're doing okay. See, you need to shotgun that scout. It's too much effort. So there's still one down. You're fine to go. I like that you're going to probably push flank here. Okay, you're just going to go patio. That's fine. They det for you. So here on this, you don't need to get on the spire. You can just go to the right of it. I really don't like going Gray Bridge, and there should be sticks here. Yeah. So they're actually going to try and defend this the proper way. Oh, you get forced. So that's... Gray Bridge is just an awful position for your medic because he can get flanked from 3 different directions. They've got Uber here, and they're also recapping second, so you're leading into a wipe. Oh wow! So you lucked out. They lost track of you guys, and they went down into through main. So looks like your demo's rollout's botched again. The main thing here is you need to probably just get tons of frags because your demo's not done a lot at mid. They're kind of a blight. Yeah, kill their medic. You have to kill their medic now. Stop whatever you're doing. Jump the medic. Now, is it gonna happen? Somebody else might do it. Oh. On the old system, you'd have killed him with the old equalizer. But yeah, you have to, as soon as your medic dies at mid, unless you're just out and out winning it super hard, you've got to stop whatever you're doing and just go kill their medic. So here's another case where they've got Uber, you don't. And you're going to have to set up a pretty heavy defense on last. Oh, wow. So you're going super heavy. There, yeah, whatever. It'd be better if it was you not on NG because nobody's building with your medic right now, and you might be able to build a bit. So they've lost 2, 3. The heavy defense is working. So here's your heavy's down on the ground, and it'd be nice if he's getting healed, but their medic, I don't know what their medic's doing there. So he just got wrecked. Your med goes down, but you can drop down here, get this health pack, and go. You're going to want to check the spot on the left there in the future because people like to hide there and you could have got shot in the back. Go for a really hard shot on that scout. And you lose your demo, so your days of pushing are over. You're probably going to die here as well. Oh, nope. So you trade around, but you've not got any capping classes and you've left a heavy at last, which I wouldn't really recommend. They're giving this to you, and that's mana from heaven. Okay, so there you go. The scout should get you now. Yeah, you ought not to leave someone at last. Just make sure someone goes out of every door and checks all the hiding spots, and you'll be fine. Because having your scout on heavy there meant that you weren't able to cap the point in any appreciable way. After they gave you a couple kills and then backed out, you ought to have been able to get it pretty easily. Oh, unlucky. So, that'll be that round. Tie game. Oh, we're doing the old school European rollout, so probably going to be a little wanting for health. Yeah, the poor roamer. Okay, so you know they're all left side. You jump in the soldier, get good damage on them, so they're 2 down. Oh, man. So you guys lost the third one first, so they ought to be able to push back in here, maybe, if they can get themselves together. Yeah. Alright, so you can defend second, though. Well, maybe not now. You've lost that scout, and he died really late. In those sorts of... Ooh, yeah. So you gotta be more careful about those doorways. So in those sorts of mids, it's better to just die right away, because these respawns are gonna take way too long, and this scout is styling on you pretty hard. But he's gonna give you the health pack, so that was nice of him. So they're 2 down, you can defend. I'll use your med, this round's over. Or maybe not. Ideally here you'll go back for your med, yeah. Because there's no real rush here, and he or she's not building. It's Curryman, so I assume male. Yeah, your demo's unguarded there. You guys need to play further back on this. They're gonna come in with their Uber, and the only thing you can do is force them and not lose your medic. Is your best bet. So here comes their Uber, and you're really close. If they didn't have a terrible just demo Uber, you all would have died right then. But they kind of helped you out and took just a demo who only manages to get 2 kills. Ideally here you should be seeing people in last already to slow you down. But I guess they're gonna take it slow and steady. No, there's their guy at last. That one didn't turn out so well for him. And your demo needs to stop going places by himself. The one time he died, it wasn't his fault. He thought you were helping him. But that time he went top right by himself, and that's just not gonna... There's nothing ever going to be good that comes from that. $70 is enough. You would have been able to get to where you're going on time with just 70. Alright, so your demo gets a reasonably better rollout there. So there's that soldier. He's your kill. Oh, he's down on the ground again. Good shot on the scout. And then you just get pillaged by spam. So you're down both soldiers, which isn't really a tragedy. But you're the first to lose 3 on mid, so you're probably done. Oh, you have crits, so you hung around. That's why you hung around. So, not bad. That should scare them off, but you didn't... In this sort of situation, it's kind of important to kill their medic, which you don't get, but they're not charging. So, that's at least nice. It would be in your best interest to cap this point as rapidly as possible. If nothing else, then for the spawns. There should be an Uber here. You guys should know that, and you should be way more backed up than you were there. I know some of you had to cap the point, but your demo was pretty close. So you're doing the right thing here. Gotta kill the medic. This is what I like to call doing unspeakable things. Okay, so unspeakable things turn out. Go for the shotgun. He dies. So that turned out. You guys managed that. It could have been better if your demo hadn't died there, and if you'd have gotten their force a little earlier, because you ought to have known that they still had Uber and that they were going to use it on you. Oh, says the backcapping scout who ought to have killed you again. Jumping a scout on the spire ought to result in instant death for you. But these guys are letting you do it, because I guess they haven't watched my scout precepts video. Yeah, anytime you jump the spire and there's a scout on it, you should immediately die. But I guess they're afraid of you. That rocket aim looks like you have crits to me. So, oh, not good. And it works out anyways. So ideally what I would do there for crits is just you would just stand behind the demo. That way if anything gets really close to him, the med just flashes you and you shoot the ground and get free kills and talk about how good you are. Okay, so here we are at mid. There is a scout under. If it were me there, I would have just run at the scout that was under. Okay, your med is now dead. You've got to kill their medic. There's nothing else for you to do at this mid but kill their medic. So that's good. Oh, he's down in the valley. Got to chase. Good, good, good. Nicely done. So that's what it should look like. I also like that you guys went at the same time. That was really good. Probably the best thing that I've seen in this particular match so far. So you guys have the potential to be good. Or really good, if you want to say that. Like, that's exactly how you should do it. So A+, highlight of the video. And, you know, while we've got some downtime, you guys could push second if you wanted to. They're, like, here you should be peeking up a little bit and seeing what's going on the other side here. Because they did lose mid, you did cap it, so their spawns were probably quite a bit slower. Okay, they've got a pyro now, so you just, and you've got Uber advantage. So I would, these people are so close to choke, I wouldn't bother with them anymore. And I would instead just go through flank. Okay, the jig is up on the flank push, so you're doing the right thing. The crits needs to be out soon. There goes the crits. get their scout. It looks like you're lagging out here, so that's a tragedy. But you did get their medic. It looks like your med's gonna go down too, maybe, possibly. Oh, and you come out of the lag spike just in time. Clutch med save. So you've got the advantage here because of your heals. They're not gonna mess with you. But keeping your medic safe is the better option. Oh, wow, he went for that flanked play. So now you guys ought to be able to just group at mid, get heals, and go. Their demo doesn't exist. So I'd like to see your team like forming up on you here, because you should be able to push very easily. You shouldn't have to use your crits here. So you're too slow on that to get this to work. It's also a shame that you have a sniper there, because having a sniper whenever you've got uber advantage, which you did there, whenever you do that, it's that player is throwing the game. You need that player to be involved in your crits or uber in a way that's better than being a sniper. It's an absolute tragedy whenever you have an off class with uber advantage. Because it essentially means you can't really push the way you want to. So this is kind of I don't know, you may get this scout ultimately, yeah, but it's just trading. You were 2 down when you went out there, so there was no real chance that you were going to be able to stop that point unless they just totally weren't even looking at you ever. So they've got uber advantage now. That means you're going to lose second, but your objective should be to pop them as early as possible. You have a sniper to do that, so that's okay. But unfortunately, usually you lose your med, so their uber being popped doesn't mean anything, and it looks like they should just get second very easily. There's nothing you can do here. It looks like they're already on last. Yeah, so in NA, that would be the end of the game. I don't know how much time's left here, if you could roll around and tie it up or something. Yeah, so what you guys did for that medic suicide on mid, you should just do all the time. Like, you guys have the ability to do it. You're going about a lot of these things in the wrong way. You should just pretend that you're always suiciding for their med. What you did there shows that you guys have the ability to do TF2 very well. They bring the surprise heavy to mid, which can work in lower divisions because people are slower about getting to mid. And I assume that was probably just a delaying tactic to keep you guys from rolling. Because I doubt there's much time left. Yep, so that is it. I hope you found the video to be helpful and a little bit informative. If you've got any questions or whatever, feel free to ask. I could also make another little video or link you to a video for any particular questions. I don't mean to be harsh in this also. If you're feeling victimized, I just try and get the point across. But what I saw in this video mainly is you guys have the potential to be a really good team. You're just sort of lacking some of the basics. On like how to push and how to defend and things like that. So I got videos for that, but hopefully this will kind of highlight those problems for you guys. But I can assume just from having watched that you can have good comms and do things correctly. So that was really good. But anyhow, until next time, this has been Marxist. Feel free to send me some more demos if you'd like.